welcome to the Next Level Podcast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about just naturally the next thing. We've already talked about bursts, which are rentals, and we've also talked about flips. So what's another category that falls under that? Well, you brought it up, and it was perfect.
Development.
Land development. And what is that? Jimbo's going right now. What? Development.
Yeah.
What do you mean development? Well, listen here, Jimbo. We're going to explain. We got the perfect person to help us out with that.
Yeah, Jimbo is somebody who doesn't know.
Oh, wow.
Who's like
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, you better know.
Who's the perfect person? Is it Bailey?
No, man. None other than
You the
Anthony
man.
V. DeLuca.
No.
You're the king at the end of the table.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. Get the crown.
Yeah.
All right. So what is development and why is it pretty good? Why is it another strategy to making money, real estate?
Yeah, so let's start with, developing properties, developing a community. It all starts there. So it's typically somebody with a vision, a visionary that says, hey, I want this is what I want the community to look like. And so you have that plan. It's usually set forth by a city. The city planners, they have an idea of, okay, this is how we want to put it. And over here we want commercial properties, right? Commercial real estate. Over here we want residential, and over here we want industrial. Let's just take those three. There's agriculture. There's a ton of different development, but let's talk about those. So
Residential.
Would you want your house located next to a factory?
No, I don't want my house next to a factory. Jimbo, would Jimbo want one?
Well, what kind of factory is it?
They're making tires.
Oh, no. We don't want to be around
No, I don't want to be around that type of factory.
What type of factory? The fun factory?
Yeah, the fun
Yeah, that's why I
factory.
asked.
Okay,
It depends on the factory.
a fun factory is a commercial building. You want to be located across the fun factory?
No, I'm good actually, because now that I think about it, all the little kids are gonna be running around. I might do something.
I don't know, bro. They
So,
got that new
I'm
water
good.
park.
You can run them over?
I'm probably gonna run them over.
Oh, man.
I can't stand those
Felix
kiddos.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
No,
Felix doesn't
no.
want kids yet.
Jimbo can't stand those kiddos. I'm Jimbo right now.
Oh, you're not Felix?
No.
Oh,
Okay. Man, because Felix is savage. Yeah, so you have to, so you take that, there could be a bad planned community, right? So
Yeah.
you look at Yuma, I think it's a well-planned community. We have a variety. You want to have some commercial, by residential, because you got to have stores that are close to houses. You don't want to go across town for everything, right? So, but we're talking about development and things that we can handle. We're going to talk about developing in certain. If you want to build a commercial project, we have to develop inside a commercial zoned area.
Okay, so there's
different
I get
zonings.
it. So there's different zonings, and you want to make sure that if you're going to be buying, for what we're going to be talking about, we're using lots that are in that zone, commercially zone. You said.
Yeah. So say you want to build apartments.
so what is it? Let's back up. What is zoning? What is all that?
Zoning has to go back with the planning of the community.
Okay.
So
The city will set aside different areas, and inside those areas you have lots and you have land that is zoned for a specific purpose.
just like how you and here in Arizona or in anywhere you go, there's a mall, right? Indoor, outdoor mall. Usually, if you go drive around those areas, if you pay attention to kind of like the zoning or what's around it, you don't see a lot of residential or single property homes or any type of homes. It's all pretty much all retail. It's like stores, malls, little plazas and stuff like that. And the homes aren't until like further down.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have them a block or two away, and you're going to have some mixed use. Typically, what you want to do is keep the heavy industrial that, like we talked about, tires, people, you don't want semis going through your neighborhoods. You don't want, tractors going through your traffic inside 4th Avenue. You want to reduce all that. It makes sense, right?
And usually, yeah, it does make sense. Usually cities, they have like those factories and stuff like at the edge, right, of the city and stuff.
I mean, it's a difficulty for the city because as city, grows, they may have to rezone things.
I see.
So which was, hey, this was once a factory building. We no longer want factories. This is the area for factories now because the city has grown and we need this for homes.
So to summarize, in your city, in your state, there are sections where it's either primarily there's a lot of like factories and stuff, and then commercial areas for like stores, or and then there's residentials where it's just houses and houses and houses. And that's what we mean by what type of zoning it is.
Right. And so if you go, man, I've got a great idea. I want to buy this piece of land over here, and I'm gonna build an apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, well, you can't do it. What do you mean, Anthony? You can't do it. What do you
The
mean?
city's not going to let you.
Yeah, it's what's the zoning? It says agriculture. Okay, well, you can't build an apartment complex on top of
Are you going to be
the
making
lettuce crops.
Yeah,
you know?
are you going to making broccoli or melons in that house? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's so you have to, when you have your ideas, they have to fit the overall plan of the community. And it makes sense because the city will know, like, well, why would you build an apartment complex in that field when it's not close to stores and it's not close to schools or parks? You know, it makes sense because the city, they don't do it just all the time just to be the bad guys. They had this specific intention for it. Now, as cities grow, you can get rezoned, and city goes, yeah, you know what? Because you can make an appeal and say, hey, I want to rezone this property. And city may say, you know what? At this time and point, it makes sense that's now that piece of property is used for that purpose now.
Okay.
Or they may say, we are rezoning this. So when that building goes out of business or those houses are no longer lived in, we're knocking them down, or we're buying them from that individual. We're knocking them down, and then it's now rezoned to commercial.
Quick sidetrack. Can
Okay.
you make money by purchasing something and then the place rezoning and then say, no, I'm not going anywhere? And then,
That's how you make a lot of money.
oh, Jimbo. All right.
And the way you do it is you have to have the vision, and you may have an inside track on, hey, if you notice, this is what's going on in this neighborhood. This is what's going on in this area. And the visionaries that do development, they see that and they go, hey, we're going to buy all this up right now. And as we buy it up, we just said it's going to be like a 10-year plan. We're going to buy this up. Eventually, the city, we can see in this downtown area, they're redeveloping it. They're not allowing any more factory buildings. So these buildings don't have as big of a purpose. Factories want to move to where the other factories are. So nobody else wants to move in. So you got an opportunity to buy something at a less expensive price that may have to sit vacant. That's going to take time for rezoning. That's your opportunity to be able to see something and go, hey, let me grab that while it's, less expensive in hopes that it rezones
Right.
for higher.
Right. Okay. Wow.
So you got to get the best use, Jimbo, out of that property or
Okay.
out of that land.
Okay.
So developing's, it's kind of, you're an investor, you buy a house, you buy apartments, you buy hotels, but developing is at the very front end of it. It's a lot of fun because you can kind of say, hey, this is, depending on how much land you have, it could be just one parcel or it could be a section of a city, and you can say, hey, this is what I envision in here, this is what I want. And you could really, really make some good money on it, depending, especially if your vision's really good.
How come I noticed there's a lot of duplexes and multifamily like on the north end of Yuma, like in the older part, but if you go to the foothills, you can't find them?
Yeah, that's a good question. So it has to do with density.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to do with density. The city in Yuma, if you start out on the north end by the river and you work south, there's an infill incentive area that the city, I think they put in maybe 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And because we're going to run out of land as things get spread out.
Get landlocked?
You get kind of landlocked. We're not going to run out of land, but the farmers aren't going to sell their farmland eventually. And there's tons of desert, but you want to keep your population inside of certain areas. Like we talked about, their schools are all around. So if you start building houses way out there, you got to start building schools and everything. So you want to make sure that you get the best use out of the land. So what they do is they say, hey, we're going to zone this area so that you can do duplexes and multifamily.
Hey, for some reason in my mind, while you were saying that, the word survey came up.
Survey.
Do they do that? Do they do that to find out how they're gonna zone something? Do they surveys or something?
Yeah, Jimbo is like cat, squirrel. Yeah, so surveys. Yeah, you're gonna need surveys. That has to do with.
Are you gonna need surveys if you're gonna try and purchase some type of land and you want to do something?
Yeah, you could use surveys. I mean, yeah, if you want to see exactly where your property lines are, that's what surveys are used for.
Oh,
To
okay.
define your property lines. Typically, the city has those, but I mean, when you go to build your buildings, it's not really on the purchase of that land and development. It's just really when you're going to go build on something, you got to know exactly where you can position your buildings because there might be setbacks and stuff.
And you got to be careful with land too, because there's different spots that, like for example, on the north side, there's certain parts like on First Street, the house is closest to closer to the north side of Yuma, pretty much that tail end. It's like in a flood zone, right? So
Yeah, so that's a FEMA regulated zone. So FEMA, it has to do with the disasters, federal emergencies. They have a flood map, and because the river's right there, I mean, could the dams break and could we get a bunch of water? Yeah, we could. It could flood. I mean, have we ever seen it?
gotta build an ark, bro.
Yeah, we got them.
Okay.
We got kayaks.
I've always wanted to build one out of steel.
Wow.
A steel ark?
Yeah. Could you imagine that? We could put flamethrowers on it,
I don't know if it'd float though.
and then a flame
Might be too
design.
heavy.
We could put a flame design on
Anything's
it.
possible.
You always
Anything's
want a
possible.
flame. You always want a flame sticker
Everything's better with a flame sticker.
and a rebel flag.
Yeah, flames make it cool.
Yeah, man, it makes it go faster.
I'm gonna design Felix a house, some flames.
Yeah, flame toilet, flame cabinet.
So, does that affect anything? Does it make things more difficult if something's in a flood zone?
Oh yeah, I don't really like flood zones. I think I won't go out and say I'll never buy a property because we own a property in a flood zone, but you have insurances and different requirements that actually devalue the property because it costs more. Those expenses are higher just because they're in a flood zone, and you limit buyers and stuff that can buy the property.
Why do we still have flood zones? Why haven't all flood zones been fixed yet?
Because the potential. I mean, you could have a flood if a dam breaks, because the Colorado River is like this little stream now, right?
Uh-huh.
But before we were here, I mean, the whole valley was underwater. So if a flood, if a dam breaks or something, or we get a huge rain, which we've been in droughts for years, and we've seen the Colorado River just this last year when we got a lot of rain, the levels rose. So imagine some catastrophe and the dams break and all that water starts rushing down. It will flood those low-lying areas.
This is like one of those movies to where like this is the beginning of the movie where somebody pans and is like catches Anthony talk about this and then zooms to the dam and it breaks and then
Yeah, when movies do that, they're all like
Yeah.
the news talking about like, oh no, yeah,
it'll never happen. Then douche.
That'll never happen. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're stupid.
Yeah.
And then, boom.
Yeah,
These guys have good imaginations.
and then Leon at Lowe's comes.
Oh,
You're trying to build an ark.
Oh,
Lowe's?
or Home Depot.
Ooh.
That's a
Oh.
bad word.
That disrespect you,
Somebody's,
bitches. I'm
head-
sorry.
somebody's heated.
Somebody just, what the hell did you say?
You're gonna wash your
I'm cursed.
mouth out with soap.
Oh, man. But no, we go to Leon, and Leon's going to be like, trying to build an ark? Follow me. He's going
Yeah.
to take us right to where we need to go. This is what you need right here.
No, our Home Depot is always out of lumber.
Mm.
I think
Oh,
that's.
we're gonna need.
What do
What are
we
you gonna
need?
Felipe.
bro.
We're gonna need Felipe.
Oh, yeah. Phil, yeah, he's gonna stash all the lumber.
Phil's the lumber guy.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Leon. You're an electrical guy.
Yep.
Electrical supplies.
Hey, when we need light fixtures for the ark, we'll hit you
We're
up.
coming. We're coming for you.
Okay, back to the lots, back to the land development. Okay, I see what you mean.
And how come like there's some places I don't see it as much in Yuma, but a lot in San Luis and
This
Not
is,
as much
wait
in
a second.
summertime.
Is Felipe sponsoring this spot?
He might be.
Because he always gets hit up.
yeah.
He always gets a shout out.
I hope
always
he
gets a
is.
shout
I
out.
think he's
Isn't
giving
he?
you some money for
He's
this.
accumulated a pretty good amount of debt right now.
All right. You're going to pay up, Felipe. We take lunches. We take desserts. You can drop off any type of cookies.
Golf courses.
You can invite us golfing.
Yeah, we like that.
Just a hint, Felipe, if you're watching.
Yeah, just
Yeah. So how come like in San Luis, not I don't see it as much in Somerton, but San Luis, there's like a big house, then like a little house, and then like a mobile home, and then a big house. Like
Yeah,
it's
the Wild West over there.
yeah. How come that is? And we don't see it as much.
Well, I think in those areas you had the mixed use because, I mean, as much where in Yuma.
Yeah, you don't see it as much in Yuma. There's some areas.
Yeah, you see the foothills. You see
Yeah,
it.
foothills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the city's trying to as you know they allowed a lot of stuff. So at the beginning there probably wasn't zoning. You know when the city's honestly just being built.
Yeah, they're like build whatever.
Yeah, just
grow.
build something, please. And then
Okay.
and then eventually that stuff gets they rezone it and they say now those are grandfathered in.
So at the beginning, they're just trying to get the domino effect rolling. They're like, it doesn't matter, just do something so that now we have enough.
Yeah, I think that was long enough. Now they already zone it. They say, hey, look, we don't want manufactured homes next to these, $1 million homes or, $500,000 homes.
Kind of hurts the value.
It might hurt the value. Or, yeah, exactly. So they're not allowing that kind of stuff. And then there's people that own the land and they're like, hey, I'm going to develop. And this is what I want to develop on it. I don't want this to be rezoned for this. And they could apply for the zoning and say, no, we're going to build a mobile home park right here. And they're like, heck no, you're not.
So let's say you look at a lot and you want to buy it, and you're like, you have a vision. Jimbo has a vision. It's like, yeah, I can build some stuff on here, and it's zoned, let's say, commercial, but it's got to be zoned something. Well, it depends on what you want to build. But if Jimbo wants to build, like, let's say, a duplex on it or something,
Negative.
you can't do that.
No.
So what do you got to rezone? So what's the steps for Jimbo? Like,
How come you can't do a duplex on the commercially zoned?
Because it's commercial and residential. You have to build.
Okay.
It has to be over 4 units.
Ooh, okay, I see what you mean. So there's like at a point where then it becomes like commercially zoned.
After 4 units, so 4 doors. If you
doors.
can have 4 families, 4 individuals living on a property,
So that's what Jimbo needs to
it's
do.
residential. You go to the 5th, it's commercial.
So if Jimbo wants to do something in there, he would have to build something with at least 4 doors.
Yeah, we have a property that
5 or more.
we have that's 5 doors. It's commercial. It's all residential around it, but at that time, they allowed to build that 5th door.
Oh, so if we would have done that now, we wouldn't be allowed.
Negative. Yes,
we do?
exactly. Yeah, it's corner lot over on 7th Avenue.
oh, okay.
It's one of our clients.
7-Eleven South.
It's one of our
okay,
investor
okay.
Yeah,
partners.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We call her Maria.
Okay, yeah, Maria. I know which one you're talking about.
And then what was I gonna say? But let's say Jimbo, and I think Bailey was gonna bring this up. Jimbo can't do a 4-door. Is there anything that can be done?
Yeah, you can build 5, 6.
No, he can't build anything
Oh.
4 or above. Like he bought this commercially zoned area, but he can't do a commercial property. What?
He could. Okay, he has 2 options. He could go to the city
Okay.
and try to get it rezoned. There would need to be. They'll look at some different stuff. They'll look at what the master plan was. Maybe it was in the past residential. They'll look at it and they'll say, well, maybe it does it meets the future plan. So those he could get it
Okay.
rezoned. Okay.
Okay.
But that's going to take, right now, Yuma, I mean, every city's different. I think they just told us on the last one, like 6 months. You need to give them an idea of what you're going to do, the reason why you want to do it, and you have to make the application, pay the fee, and let it go before the planning and zoning board.
And that,
Then, okay, go ahead.
yeah, sorry, the planning and zoning board. So let's say you wanted to request to get something rezoned. What does that process look like?
And so you do your application.
Where is that, like online?
Yeah, I think you can do it in City Yuma online.
Okay.
Print it
Oh,
out.
it
They give
can't
you
be
the
on
app.
Facebook.
I don't think the city's on Facebook.
I found him.
You, Jimbo, you're talking about
They got a Facebook page,
the cities in your mind.
and there's a phone number there.
You're building an ark out of steel. Don't forget. Oh,
Okay, so
man.
you got to go either to the website or call the line directly to him.
Yeah, so you go to the city. You can apply online, fill out the application, drop it off. It's good to develop a relationship with them, have a meeting, kind of let them know what you're doing. Once you have that meeting with them, they'll give you all the stipulations like, hey, this is the reason why. You can give them all the reasons why you should let it be rezoned.
Okay.
And then if it gets to the point where they're going to be like, okay, let's put it out to the public. we think we're going to allow it. But now your neighbors have to allow it.
Ooh.
What?
Yep. Public. You have a public hearing, so they'll put it out there. They'll be like, hey, there's going to be a public hearing. They're going to mail. I don't know the radius, but they're going to mail your neighbors in that area, and they're basically going to say, hey, Jimbo applied for an application. He wants to build a fourplex, and it might be Pizza Hut, and Pizza Hut might say, I don't want a fourplex next door to
It's
me.
Patricia, dude. I don't get along with Patricia.
You see,
Yeah.
Patricia's going.
Patricia at the city.
Got beef
Oh,
with
Patricia next
neighbor.
door, the
Yeah,
neighbor.
yeah. She's
So what happens if they fight it? Oh, and it's like you can hire lawyers and stuff, and
yeah. What
Yeah, I
do
mean, if your neighbors aren't going to allow it, and they get a petition, they'll go against you, and the city will just say, hey, listen, it's not worth it.
to just duke it out.
Sometimes it comes down to that.
Hey, can I don't know. Is there anything else I could do? How can I convince Patricia? Or is it out of my hands?
Well, give her some money. Money talks.
Money talks. Okay.
Hey, Patricia, let me build this. I'll build this wall. It's going to be really nice between me and you. You never have to see my face again.
Ooh, you could put a what do you call those plants that, they hug the wall?
Like
Yeah.
a hedge?
Is it a hedge?
Yeah.
It's like the pretty ones, It's not the ones where you put like a wooden lattice.
Yeah, you
It
want
just
it.
naturally grabs the
Oh,
wall.
like a vine.
Yeah, you can put that vine you've always wanted.
Yeah.
Like pomegranate tree. People like pomegranate.
I mean, there's all different types. Pomegranate vine.
No, tree.
They're ugly.
Pomegranate trees?
I think so.
They
Do you
might
have
be, but they're
pomegranate
good.
trees?
Do I have any?
Yeah.
No, I don't have any.
Then how do you know?
I've seen them.
Oh, okay.
You don't like pomegranates?
Man, Jimbo and his buddy over here are teaming up.
Yeah.
No, I like pomegranates. I haven't had one in a while.
I'm Jumbo. That's Jumbo.
The only thing
Jimbo
is like,
too?
Jimbo and Jumbo.
Jumbo.
yeah, I'm Jumbo.
How about Dumbo? Leon. Okay, so yeah, Patricia's gonna put up a stink. You're gonna be. So let's go to the second option. If Patricia puts up a stink, you can't do it.
Okay, what's the second option?
Sell it.
Hmm.
Sell it and go find another property.
Can I?
Why'd you buy it, Jimbo? If you knew what happened there?
Well, I followed your advice.
No.
And no. Hold on. I made a mistake. But your advice really did help me lock this up. But in retrospect, I didn't do it the correct way. I found a lender. Okay. I found a good mentor. My mentor told me not to do it. But I said, you know what? Let's. The only way you're gonna learn is by making mistakes.
Oh, you did it.
But now I've made that mistake.
You did it.
What do I do, man? Am I gonna be able to make any profit? Am I just breaking even,
Who
or am I
knows?
losing?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on what you bought it for. But hopefully you bought it deep enough to where you bought it at a discount to where even if you sell it, you couldn't lose.
That's why my mentor said that.
Yep,
that's
there
what
you
he
go.
Okay.
So you got
Okay.
it for a good deal.
I got it. Yeah. Okay. Oof. I did listen to my mentor on that,
Yeah.
and I got it for a really good deal. I got it really good.
All
Really
right.
good.
So
Okay.
you're good.
Just slang it.
So you can sell it.
Okay. Now, but at this point, because I got it so good, am I trying to make as much profit as I can possible, or just get rid of it?
It depends how deep you got it.
Yeah. When do you want to get rid of it? Did you identify another property you want? You got to get rid of it.
No, I don't know I don't know. I haven't identified anything, but I don't want this no more. I don't want to keep paying on this.
Just put it for sale. Somebody will come by.
I can't burn it.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Speaking of that, so do you have to own? How do you start developing? Like, if you have a loan on the land, can you do that? You just need another loan.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to develop, typically you have some money.
Hmm.
You've already made some money,
Hmm.
or you have some partners that.
I can't have that same lender lend me money to build something.
Nope.
Oh, what? How come?
Well, you could. You could have that private lender if they know what they're doing and they.
Why would it be difficult? Because it could be difficult.
typically they want to see that you have some knowledge in what you're doing. Jimbo, you just bought a lot.
Oh, man.
Just bought a commercial lot. In a
If I tell them about my iron arc, they'll lend me that money quick.
so this is for a more experienced investor that knows what they're doing.
What are you trying to say?
Yeah. Don't
Sorry,
cap-
Jimbo.
don't cap
You
on
need
the
to.
boy.
You made one mistake. You bought commercial, and we're gonna get you right.
I took that Facebook quiz to see if I'm a good investor. I
Take
got
this.
3 out of 5.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're a pro.
Better than 2.5 out of 5.
I mean, you could. People will lend you money, but typically, if you're gonna borrow this type of money, you're really gonna need some vision and some deep pockets. You're gonna need some skill, and so we need to make sure that you're making the right decision, because you have already made a couple mistakes. Maybe you can partner with somebody with some experience.
Okay. And what's the goal with the partner? What's the partner going to be able to do?
Typically, you want some experience.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. So now with
Say you have all the money, Jimbo.
Okay.
You still want somebody that can really guide you. Take a partner, 50-50. You know, maybe just say, hey, look, I have all the money. I just give me the guidance. I'll cut you in on 10%, 20% of this deal.
Okay. And now with your partner, your chances of actually getting that loan to develop something go higher.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you mean. Okay.
You got that?
Yeah, I got it.
I mean, because you don't want to make a mistake where you're developing and you're like, okay, I'm gonna put this complex here, and I'm gonna put duplex here. And I'm gonna build a row of three duplexes right here, and then next door I'm gonna put some townhomes, and then all of a sudden behind you they're like, well, we're gonna build this big factory, or Tesla bought it, and now they're building their batteries right next to your. You know, you want to make sure that there's somebody that's like, hey, knows like some vision, like, hey, this is what's going on here, Jimbo.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So
those are some factors you want to have a vision,
so
clear vision.
You've set Jimbo straight. He gets this now. He understands it. He wants to make money by purchasing a lot. What are the steps now? Now that he knows, now that he's made that mistake and he was able to get out of it, and
So what's the right way to do it?
what's the right way to? Well, yeah. What would be the best way to do it?
Okay, he bought a commercial lot.
Okay.
Wants to build a duplex, right? Is that what Jimbo wanted to build?
Well, I don't, what would you say is if you were when you buy lots, what are your steps? What is your due diligence? What is
You're my mentor right now. How do you do it? How would you do it?
I like to buy. I mean, my goals are different. Everybody's different, but I mean, if multifamily is always really nice. So if you could, because you're gonna try to put as many doors as you can on a property. So I like the idea of like ADUs. I think that's underused in Yuma.
ADU.
Yeah.
An ADU? What's an ADU?
ADU, accessory dwelling unit. So I like the idea of that, and I like the idea of like
Accessories. Making purses and stuff?
accessory. It's an accessory to the main home. It's like an accessory to the main,
Okay.
but it's a dwelling unit.
Somebody
So-
can live in it.
Yeah. Somebody can
Okay.
live in it. So
Yeah,
it's like a
'cause-
back apartment.
Yeah, it's like a back apartment. Like I hear people all the time. Yeah, I want to build a unit in the back.
Oh,
But how do
okay.
Yeah. How do you know whether you can build a unit in the back? It has to do with zoning, right?
Yeah, it's just all zoning. So we go back to that infill area you were talking about, how you see a lot of like duplexes, and usually if they allow duplexes, they're going to let you do that. But if you have a blank lot, I don't know if I do an ADU unless you have some type of purpose, like you want separation, you want to do like a single family, and then. But I think that's a nice little niche here in Yuma. If you could find some houses with some land on it, and then build a little building or a little apartment in the back. I think that's a good play.
So,
Because you see big, you see like in Yuma, you'll see in the older parts, you see a big piece of land and a small house. I don't know why people aren't buying those up and then putting other houses. We have something like that. We've identified those, but those are always good plays.
Yeah, you just have to do the math, right, on
Yeah,
the cost to build, and see if you can burr it.
oh, I know about birds.
yeah. So now
I
that you're
listened to that podcast episode.
Yeah.
that's what I would do.
Find a lot where you have the potential to build a home, and then in the future build an ADU.
Yeah, I like that play.
Or buy a property with the house already on it that has a good amount of land in a what's it called? What'd you call it again? My mind just went blank.
In a
Opportunity zone.
Yeah,
So if
opportunity zone.
yeah, exactly. If you have one like that, go for it. But let's say Jimbo looked and there's nothing, it's falling into his hands. Now he has to make that happen. So he has to find a lot. What's the square footage minimum that he needs to find in order to do that?
Okay, so the
Or
city,
does that matter?
in Yuma, so in Yuma, basically you have your main house. Say you build a house, 1,000 square feet, your ADU cannot be as big as your main house.
The accessory dwelling units have to be smaller than the main property.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct. And then you cannot cover more than 50% of the property with building. So
Of the entire lot?
yeah, so say you have a 5,000 square foot lot, you have a 1,000 square foot house.
Okay.
Your ADU obviously has to be less than 1,000,
Yeah.
right? Square feet. So total, if you have 1,000 square feet and say you did 1,000 square feet, you have 2,000 square feet. The lot is 5,000 square feet.
So I'm two
So you're
2 out of the 5.
so 2,500 square feet is 50% of that 5,000 square feet. So you'd be good because you're
Okay,
below the 2,500 square feet. That is the maximum amount of buildable square feet.
What's the maximum? How much space can you take up from the lot?
in like in ADU areas in Yuma? It's 50%.
50% of the entire lot. That's the max. You got your ADU has to take up 50%
No,
less.
it cannot take out. Yes, less.
Less.
Yeah,
And that's
Including
in
not-
combination with the main unit.
exactly.
Okay.
So
okay.
all buildable square footage has to be less than 50% of the
And
lot.
is it okay if we just do one, or do we want to get a lot where we can build more than one ADUs? How many ADUs do we need?
Again, you have to. Typically, it's going to all boil down to like how much buildable space do you have?
Okay.
Because you can't build a third if you already built 1,000 and 1,000. Well, okay, let's reverse that back. What if we did 500? We have 1,000. What if we did 500 and 500? Can you do that, Jimbo?
I'm gonna say yes.
Well, there's two things. If the city lets you,
Okay.
typically they're not going to let you do two separate buildings. They might let you build like a duplex in the back of a single family,
Oh, because then it's gonna. Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
but they're not going to let you do like 3 separate buildings.
Mm,
Got it? Makes sense, kind of.
Okay. Jimbo gets it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you have a single family home in a duplex. Is that what you're talking about, to build a multi, like a third?
Yeah, I
They're
was
probably
just
not
saying,
going to let you do the third.
I was just saying, what's the goal here? What am I looking for? Because do I just go? Is like the goal to always go to build 3 ADUs, to have 5 ADUs, to have 4 ADUs?
I mean, it all depends on the property. You can slam a bunch of doors into a small space, but it has to fit where you're going to park. So the city's going to ask those questions. They're going to want to know, is there street parking? Are you going to be able to fit all these cars on there? They're going to look at all these issues. So they're going to help you. They're actually going to help you solve a bunch of problems that would face homeowners. You see that like in LA, in New York, where people are like battling for parking spots,
Yeah.
but you're gonna see that eventually in Yuma. I mean, I would imagine.
I've been a part of that when I go visit Los Angeles.
Yeah, you're walking 2 blocks, and because hey, just 5 people living on this house, separate families, or 3 separate families, and you got all these. Everybody has 2 cars.
Yeah, no, one of the families got like 4 people living in there, and each one has a car. So just one house takes up 4 parking spaces.
Okay, but how about the people in the back unit?
And then the people, oh my goodness.
Yeah, so the city looks at stuff like that. They also make you live, Jimbo, in the property. You can't build this for an investment purpose, by the way.
Oh, I can't just build a home, rent that home, and then build an ADU in the back
No, you're gonna have to go
forever?
unless you live in it and build it while you live there, and then you tell the city, hey, this is my this is my principal residence. I live here. Then you could build. They'll let you build the ADU.
Okay,
You got it?
I got it. But my question, okay,
Because they don't want you building that as a rental. They'd rather you just build it as a multifamily, like a
yeah, right.
duplex.
But if I do want an ADU, will that have to be my primary residence forever?
Well, that's the trick. No,
Okay, how long do I have to be there?
I don't know if there's any length of time. You'd have to ask.
Because
the
that
city
kind of reminds me of the VA loans that military people get. where they could get a VA loan, and usually what they do to invest with it is they buy like some sort of duplex or triplex or commercially property where they can live in one and rent the other ones,
And then move out.
and then they move out. I think it's like 2 years they got to be in there or something.
Yeah, I think it's less than that, but I don't really think there's like a people say like you have to be there. What if they had to move? You know, there's not like a set typical length of time. I'm sure there is somewhere in writing, but there's extenuating circumstances. So, like, say you had to move, like say you bought that, your intention was to actually live there,
Okay.
rent the other 3 out.
Okay.
But what happens if you have to move? You have
Yeah.
to sell it?
Yeah. You got to sell it.
No.
No, you got to keep it.
Bailey's thinking about Chipotle. He's not even.
No, that's jumbo.
No, I had a thought. I had a question. I wasn't paying attention to the last part. So can we talk? What is the cost to build? What if we do? Let's talk about the cost to build right now, and then let's give an example.
Perfect.
Of like, okay, I bought this house. I can build an ADU in the back, and let's burr it and talk about what the numbers look like for
I
that.
love that. Let's
Okay,
do that.
let's do that.
Okay.
So you buy a property, 150,000,
Give me a second here.
single family house.
Jumbo's got to get his Elmo calculator out.
Latitude 42, comma 89.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. I got it. What are we doing here?
So we're buying a property.
We're buying a lot, right?
No, let's do this. Let's buy, because this is things that people don't look at. Is let's say we're looking at a lot in a zone downtown where we can build an ADU in the back.
Okay.
Okay, so let's say we identify property that's just a little bit below market value. There's still, I think, money to be made with that, depending on the cost to build, which I
Okay.
think could probably.
Let's
speak
set the
on.
market value. What's the CMV?
CMV,
Let's just to put numbers out there and then see how it works.
Okay, let's say it's
250,000.
okay. 250. Downtown on the north side, 250.
Okay, let's say 150.
Yeah, let's say let's say 200.
Okay.
200. Split the diff.
Always split. No, never split it there.
I always split the diff, even on dates.
That's
Gotta
why.
think like an investor, man.
That's why he only goes on one date.
I don't go anywhere without my flame stickers. Okay, that's the CMV, 200,000. Okay, and then you're saying, but we just got it just a little bit below, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, let's say we got it locked up for 180, but we had the vision of being able to build an ADU in the back, and let's assume that we bought it right. We can do that. It's zoned correctly,
Square footage, everything works.
and we're the only person who knows that, because everybody's scratching their head like, why'd you buy this for 180? There's a house like the same on a small lot down the street.
We're telling everybody when we make money, we won't say nothing, but there'll definitely be signs.
Jimbo's got the right mindset.
All right, let's go.
Okay, we got it. Yep.
Okay, so we bought it for 180. We want to build, let's say, a duplex in the back because it's zoned. It's that big of a lot.
How do they charge you to build a house? How do they do that? How do they calculate that stuff?
You calculate it. You go out and get bids.
How do they do their bids though? Because I kind of want to give myself an idea. How do they calculate how much my house is going to cost? How do they charge me per what?
Per square foot.
Oh, okay, so that's how the building companies charge you to build a house. They charge you per square foot.
Yeah, typically.
These are who are these people that build?
Contractors.
Okay.
Okay, the contractors charges how much? Around how much do they charge?
I mean, everybody builds for something different. Depends on your finishes.
Well, let's say duplex. I mean, rent.
Just duplex, people, you're doing it yourself or contractor.
contract.
Contractor
$150.
per square foot.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the square footage of the ADU we're trying to build? Jimbo?
Well, the square footage of the house, let's say, is 1,200. So let's say,
It's got to be less than that.
So you want 500 square foot.
okay.
Ooh, we're building 2 ADUs.
No, you're building
A
a
duplex.
duplex. ADU with two units.
Yeah.
We're building a duplex.
Yeah.
You
Dude,
can do
we
it.
got the vision, dude. Okay, we're building a duplex. That's right. And what's this? So each one is going to be 500 square feet or 525.
Let's make it simple. Let's just do one.
Okay.
One
So-
duplex?
Yeah.
No, let's just do one unit.
One
ADU.
unit. One ADU.
Okay.
Just an ADU.
We don't want Jimbo to.
It's going to give us some options for the story.
Okay.
You're going to build a 800 square feet.
800 square foot house. So
Well, let's just say it's going to be a little two bedroom. No, one bedroom, nice size one bedroom.
yeah,
ADU.
it's
'Cause
got,
you don't want a lot of people like you're not going to have a family living behind
yeah,
you.
you don't want a family
Yeah,
in
you
there.
just want to so make
You want a
it
bachelor,
nice.
bachelorette,
Yeah, somebody that wants to works downtown.
bachelor day.
Yep. Attorney. Somebody that's
Or a Golden Bachelor in the TV show coming up.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Bailey's already talking about the Golden Bachelor.
We gotta find someone.
Yeah,
That's with somebody over 50,
I think so.
over 65, I think.
I don't know.
I watched that show. Keep that.
How long has that show been on?
Me and my wife watched that show. Yeah, it just started.
Sure.
Bailey wants to get on The Bachelor.
Yeah, let's go.
You could do it.
I want to
Bailey
get on
would
the
be-
Golden. I want to get on the Golden
Well, we
Bachelor.
got a couple more years for you.
Oh, I'll be the exception.
The Junior Bachelor.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right. The contractor went and said, "Look, I'm going to charge you $150 per square foot, and you're trying to build 800 square foot house, right?" So he's telling me, "I'm going to charge you
150 times 800 is what?
that's 120,000."
Okay, 120 grand.
All right. So 120 grand. So we bought the property
200.
at 200 plus 180. So we're at 380,000.
Ooh, total cost, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. So in order for us to get our money back, we have to sell it for what?
To get all our money back?
Mm-hmm.
Well, 380.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. We have to. It has to be worth what? To burr it.
To burr it.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to have to be worth.
What's the kind of like the golden rule? Isn't it 70%?
Well, we
or
paying
something?
so we bought the other one for 200. You said it was under market, or we bought it for 180.
We bought it for 180.
Yeah, we bought it for 180.
And then they're charging us 120,000 to build the ADU. So our total cost is 300,000.
So we're at 300, and it's worth 380
I don't know. What does it have to be worth
to get all our money back out.
to burr it? Yeah.
Okay, so we got our down payment, 20%
Of the house.
of both of them.
Oh, both of them. Okay. So what's
20% of each of the
So
purchase
what you
price.
yeah. So
So
if
it's
you
four.
bought did you buy the first one cash or did you get a loan?
Oh, that's true.
let's say we got a loan. I'm gonna live there, so let's say it's
Okay, so you got a loan and you put 20% down on 180, which is $36,000.
I think it.
So you get 162. What's that?
Let's say we put 10% down. 'Cause I feel like that'd be more.
Okay.
Okay, 20%. Anthony's looking at me like
Well, no. If you want to do 10%,
Split the
5%.
diff.
You could do
15. No, I'll just do 20. It's fine.
Okay.
no. Do 10. Do 10. Let's do it
No,
realistic.
do 12.
We got our listeners. They're
Okay.
you're buying a property, 180,000.
Okay.
You're putting 10% down.
Okay.
18 grand.
All right.
So your balance is what? 162.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So you're paying on 162. You go out and build this house for 120. Okay. So you financed it. You owned the lot, right? So you financed 120,000. You didn't have to buy no land. You just had to build the building.
Mm-hmm.
So now you owe 120,000 for your construction loan,
Mm-hmm.
and you owe the 162 on your balance. Right?
Yeah.
20% down of
10% down of
10
180. Yep, we're at 160, 162.
Okay, yeah.
And then, so now we're at 162 plus 120. We're at 282. 282.
Yeah, 162 and then
No, the 162 included the 120.
No, it didn't, Bailey. We built an ADU. This guy's Jumbo's Dumbo.
Oh, hey, I'm learning.
so minus 10% down. The really our loan is 162,000
Yep.
and then
New construction loan 120.
and the construction loan is 120.
Oh no, Jumbo's got his calculator out.
Yeah, I'm capping on you guys. I don't know about you. Let me see.
Everybody, if
Oh, we
anybody's
put
listening,
20% down?
One, 10,
you
10%.
said 10. This guy's changing the.
This is how it happens though. This is perfect. This is exactly how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, not in my calculator.
You guys, you guys are both idiots. Let me prove you wrong quick.
All right, I'm ready, guys.
How are you at? So I just want to understand real quick.
Okay.
You put 10% down on the purchase of the home, right? At 180.
Yes.
So you put 18,000 down.
Yeah. 162.
You put 18,000 down plus the 120 to build,
No.
right?
Yeah. 282.
We're getting another loan out.
We have to take
We
another
got two
loan.
loans. We got the loan that we used.
We got a construction loan. We own the lot.
Okay.
We got a construction loan for 120.
Okay. How are we putting money down for the 120?
No, you don't have to.
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
You don't have to put money down for a construction loan. Your equity, your down payment's the lot.
So where are you getting the 162 from?
The 162 is your remaining balance from the loan you took out to purchase the property.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, I got
But
it.
is it possible instead of having two loans out, take the contractor with you beforehand and just get one loan that's going to take care of everything, or no?
No, he's not going to do that.
Oh, okay.
The contractor's not the finance guy.
Well, no. To your finance guy, you take the contractor so that he can tell you how much it's going to cost.
Yeah, but they make you build it. Then they're going to go back and we're going to reappraise it right now.
Oh,
So now we have
okay.
we have this
Okay.
this house that was worth 200. We bought it for 180.
Mm-hmm.
We put 10% down at 162.
Total
We're living
cost is
in it.
282.
We're like, hey, look, we could build an ADU. Let's build one. Okay, yeah, I want some rental income.
Mm-hmm.
So you build that ADU, $120,000. That's pretty good, right? $120,000 to build a nice 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah,
You rent it out for like $1,200.
Yeah.
Brand new, professional. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
you got a balance of 282.
282. Yep.
All right. So now we got to get it reappraised
Mm-hmm. That's all. So what does it have to be worth?
to get all our money back out.
Mhm.
So we need to pay off 262,000.
282 is the total payoff of both their loans.
Yeah, 282. So to get our money back, which is our $18,000 down payment.
So we're just solving for X because the maximum we can
Yeah.
take out of the property is 70%. So it's X.
let's use 80%. Yes.
They can let you take 80% on a burr?
Yeah.
I thought, remember on that episode.
If you're living there,
Oh, if we're living in there.
yeah, they're gonna let you.
Okay,
take
because
so
Jimbo was like, wait, on that episode.
let's do 70%.
Just to be safe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, every bank's different. Depends on your leverage, but let's just say this is Jimbo's first rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
Jumbo's still trying to figure it out.
No, I get it.
Jumbo.
I was just understanding where'd you guys got the 162 from? I get it. It's the remaining amount.
Okay, I got you. So
Let's go,
that's
Jumbo.
just the total cost divided by the
Dude,
70%.
Too quick
And that's
for
how you
these guys,
find
bro.
out how much it's got to be worth in order to do that.
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha. So, appraisal goal. We got total costs divided by 0.7. Okay, the house got to be worth 403,000.
Okay. I think that's realistic.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so how big was our front house? 1,200 square feet?
1,200.
And we have it 800?
800.
Let's just say it gets appraised for, I don't know. So what do we got? 1,200 and 800? That's 2,000? Yeah. Say it gets appraised for $215,000. We're gonna be at over 400,000. So yeah, I think this is realistic.
Shout out to Thatch Win
Yeah,
in
and-
Seattle.
yeah,
Does this a lot.
yeah, he knows how to do it. Yep. So we get a total appraisal. We get $403,000. We pay off. Now we got a loan.
But out of the burr that we're taking out, we're completely paying off our. This is like
You're only gonna have one loan.
you're breaking even now,
You're gonna have one loan. We're gonna pay off the 282,000.
and keep the construction loan. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're gonna keep no. We get rid of it all. We pay off the 282.
So
Let's
now you owe nothing, and you got but you're still paying for your house now, and receiving income from the ADU.
No, you only have the $400,000 payment. You say it appraises for 40.
Oh, okay.
Say you want to
Makes
pay off the
sense.
282. My whole thing is if it
So the
appraises for,
ADU is
let's just
paying
say it
for your
appraises
rent.
for 405, we have to keep 70% in there,
No, you take 70. You got to keep 30 in there.
30 in there, so 283. So that takes over. It takes out so minus the 405, we get to pull out 121 grand.
No, you got to leave 121 in there. 121 is staying in there.
No,
No, you pull it out.
you're
You pull
pulling
it out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you pull
30%.
30. You pull out 30.
You're leaving.
Oh, you're
you're
leaving 70%
You're
in
paying
and
off.
taking 30
You're paying
out.
off 282,000, and you're taking out 121,000.
Oh, okay. So,
So
you're
now-
not
so
taking
now
the
you
maximum you can
You
take
just
out.
made a bunch of cash. You got back your payment plus you basically built your duplex for free.
Mm-hmm.
And the only
Well-
thing you owe is the house, is the
You
home.
still got
No,
your
you-
down payment stuck in there, don't you?
No.
'Cause it
Well,
costs
oh
you-
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
You got your down payment.
So you almost got back.
Yeah.
You almost built a house for free.
Yeah, almost.
You're about 18,000 short of building a house for free.
Walk me through it again.
Okay. You bought a property that was worth 200,000. You paid 180. You put 10% down. You owe 160
I owe 162,000
Yeah.
on the mortgage.
on the
So you have
mortgage.
18,000 out of pocket right now.
Okay.
You built another
Okay.
property
That's what.
for 120. So you owe 282. You now have a bill of 282,000. You got this construction loan you got to get rid of. Plus you have your mortgage. You want to consolidate to one. You refinance it, and you pull out a loan. You for 282,000. You get to keep the difference between what it appraised for, and what the bank makes you keep in there, which is 282,000. So now you pull out 121,500, and you just made a big profit. And now your renter helps you pay for that.
For the mortgage.
Helps you. It won't pay it all, but it's gonna
Oh,
help
okay,
you
the
pay.
ADU.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But eventually when you sell it, you got.
Or eventually you move out, you go buy another property. Now you have the rental in the front and the ADU,
Hold on to it.
and now you have both rents paying for your $282,000 mortgage.
Perfect. So that's how you can make money with a lot with an ADU.
That's the play.
Now, let's say though.
That's a home run.
Yeah, let's say Jimbo, does he have to? Is he always going to look for a lot to build an ADU, or
He doesn't have to. I mean,
how can he make money by buying a lot and not building ADUs on it?
I would just build a multifamily.
Multifamily. So
Four
look
pl-
from
up to 4
commercially
units.
zoned areas.
No, residential that allows you to do multi-units.
Yeah, up to 4 is residential.
You need to find a residential zoned.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Like duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes, you can still do those in residential
they have to
zoned
be.
areas.
Yeah, it's commercial. It has to be five. It has to be a 5-plex or bigger. 5, 6, 7,
Okay,
8.
okay, I gotcha. That's the move then. Find those. And is there a way to make money with lots without building anything on it?
Yeah, you just buy them at a discount and sell it for more.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, and maybe you have to hold it, and you're like, hey, if I keep it, this area is going to redevelop. It's going to be worth more.
So the main ways of making money with a lot, there's two main ways. You either buy it and you build on it, and then you make equity or you sell it, or you buy it and then you sell it to somebody else.
Correct. The way you make money is you have a vision of how to maximize the use of that property. So the whole goal of today's discussion was to know how to maximize your property, whether it's in commercial, whether it's in residential. We did a residential breakdown. Whether it's in industrial, you can make money in all of them, but you have to maximize the value of that property.
Okay, makes sense now. Perfect. So that's crazy. We've covered how to make money with rentals. We've covered how to make money with by doing flips, and now we've basically covered how to make money with lots. Is there something that we're missing in there, or have we covered everything?
I mean, we haven't talked about commercial.
Okay.
But apartment complexes, hotels.
Mm-hmm.
We could talk about doing nursing homes or caregiving facilities.
Ooh, that's vision.
There's
Mobile home parks.
mobile home parks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
there's a lot of different ways.
And this goes to all the listeners. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave it. I have a poll or a question at the end of each Spotify episode. You can follow us on Instagram, on our social media platforms, Facebook. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Feel free to put that question at the end of the podcast episode. The goal here is to make sure that you guys understand. And if there's something that you didn't get 100%, let us know. We'd be more than happy to go back and explain it again or with further detail. yeah, hit us up. And I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks,
Yep.
guys, man. Had fun.
Perfect.
Yep.
And we're Next Level Home Buyers. We don't buy properties.
We
We
buy
buy problems.